Hello, hello. Welcome to the True Alter podcast. My name is Maddie, and today I just wanted to hop on here really quick and share a few things, what's been going on in my life, and also kind of discuss with you guys the future of the podcast. So, I do want to say this. I don't know if I am being tested by the universe or what, but it's like every time that I'm genuinely not trying to say this as like an excuse, but it's like every single time I start a creative project, especially the podcast, that takes like dedication, like future dedication, not like a one and done thing, my shit gets rocked. Like actually, like my shit genuinely gets rocked and like my life will just fall apart. And of course, I don't think that I wouldn't say that that's because, I'm not supposed to have a podcast or I'm not supposed to have a YouTube, because I also want to do YouTube as well. And like just general social media, like I don't necessarily think that's the case. I feel like I like, not to get woo woo so quick, but I feel like sometimes I do get tested, like how bad do you want it type of test of like, okay, are you going to pick this back up? Are you going to ever be consistent? Or like, are you ever going to start? And I feel like here recently, I just feel like I've had such a call to action pretty like for a few months. I wouldn't say, I was about to say pretty much all year, which is kind of true. I feel like definitely, I would say like April to now, it has just been kind of like, I feel like a fire has kind of been lit under me of like, okay, will this ship sail? Will I actually create the things I want to create? And I don't know if I said this in the first episode or not, which I will keep up, by the way. I was debating, like when I was, kind of thinking about coming back, I was really debating, should I keep that first episode up? I am. Like I really need to stop being so perfect and just kind of let things be. But anyway, I feel like here recently, for the past few months, I have been called to just like kind of stand up and do what I want to do. I think I know that I do this. I know that other people do this too, of like kind of in your own bullshit. Like I do be on my bullshit sometimes of not doing the things that I want to do, and like, making excuses for myself of, oh, well, I'll do this later, or I'll pick this up at the right time, or things like that. And I can't do it anymore. Like when I'm not, I think I do remember saying this in the first episode maybe, but or at least I had this thought when I recorded my first episode, is that I I can't, like, I have to show up for myself. And anytime I'm not doing the podcast, I'm thinking about the podcast. Like I think about this podcast literally every single day. And that seems like such a shame. It just seems like such a shame to have a creative desire and not acting on it. And I would also say with AI as well, I was having a conversation with my coworker the other day, and I was telling her like, you're weird. You're weird. Like you're just a weird girl. And like she was like taking it like kind of, I didn't know she was playing, but like she was acting like, you know, um it upset her, but like no, people really want to be weird. And like some people, they can't do it. That's not natural to them. Like we see it now with AI. We see it now with, influencers as well. It's like you can tell some people put on a persona, and some people, you have to pay. Some people will actually pay money to be weird and be creative. And so now I'm just kind of like looking at it like, damn, this is a shame that I'm just kind of chilling and not really acting on this like this God-given thing, And I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts of where I want the podcast to go. And I will honestly say that I think one of the reasons why I've had a hard time with the podcast historically, I think it's because I didn't really have something that lit me up or something that I was passionate about when talking about the podcast. I do enjoy self-help. I really do. I do enjoy learning more about yourself, learning more about your body, learning more about how you present yourself in the world. And I love learning tips and tricks and coping mechanisms and like, just different tools for self-preservation. I really enjoy that. But I do think that I have always been called for a little bit more, or at least something less vague. I want to talk about my experiences as a Black woman because that's always been important to me. Okay, and I here recently, I've came up to the conclusion that no, I think I am radical. And I think there's so much of the Black experience that needs to be explored within the self-help space, within the self-care space, within the witchy space, within the overall spiritual, mystic space. Because I mean, there are people there. There's always people. There's always people that you can follow that will give you, good information, accurate information. They'll give you their personal experiences. But there is something to being a Black woman that I don't want to leave out of the conversation because I think as I am growing older, I am realizing that being a Black woman is such a unique experience. Right now, I am almost having a little bit of a hard time relating to my white peers. I mean, I've been having a hard time relating to a lot of people that just aren't Black. And that's like a whole other tangent that I do want to make a video about, a podcast episode about. But I think I've just gotten to this point where I'm like, no, yeah, like, yes, I want to tell my story, but no, it cannot be under a vague pretense is maybe the right word. If I'm going to say anything, if I'm going to present myself to the public, if I'm going to have a podcast or a YouTube, it's going to be under the lens of, okay, this is this, and I am also a Black woman, and I am presenting this to you as a Black woman. And not so much just like hey, these are my self-care tricks, or this is a tool that's in my toolbox. And like just not mentioning my skin. Because I feel like it's deep to me. Like it means something to me now. And before, I think I've missed that. I've missed that lens. I've missed that perspective. I'm always a Black woman first. I'm not a spiritual guru first. I'm not a leader. I'm not any of those things without being a Black woman first. And there's just so many small nuances and details within the spiritual community that need to be addressed, that need to be talked about. And I'm honestly like this is gonna get a little bit deep. This is gonna get a little deep, guys. I'm honestly a little bit tired of white people, white spiritualists, my white peers, kind of talking for me or talking for other black women or talking for just the general black people. And it's not even I'm not trying to be like a damn it if you do, damn it if you don't thing, but I don't know, I think that I just think that there's so much to explore. And I'm kind of thinking that this may be the reason why it's been so hard for me to connect to a podcast or a YouTube. Because I just don't think I've had the right headspace for it. Because I do think that I don't know. It's just a part of me. It's a part of my identity, and I think for the longest time, I haven't integrated my blackness into any of the spaces I'm in, and I want that to change now. But where have I been? I say all that to say this. Where have I been? So I did like post, I think the first episode in June, first week of June. And I posted on my Instagram, which I might take down or like private until I get under my feet. Cause I feel like I would like to have this is a side tangent, I'm sorry, but I would like to have an Instagram after I get kind of situated in myself and in just in myself and in my voice because I don't know, I feel like doing it prematurely. One, I don't know what people like and what people don't like. Okay. And like, yes, it's up to me at the end of the day what I post and what I don't post. But if you're going to have an audience, you do have to have your audience's preferences in mind when you are creating. So it has been difficult because yes, I have an idea of what my brand is, I have an idea of my brand colors, I have an idea of that, but it has been very difficult. I just don't have feedback. That's the only thing. I don't have feedback. And then also, when you don't have feedback, it feels like you're just talking to void. You're just talking to the ether. And like I'm already doing this with the podcast episodes. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna private the Instagram because I think I'm just gonna get wrapped up in like who sees it and the likes and things like that. So I would like to just private that until I get, some ground under my feet with the podcast anyway. But it was like June. I think I posted the first episode. And then I posted like, what's to come in June. And right after that, yeah, my life did just kind of get fucked up. Like, I'm not even joking. It was just kind of one thing after the other. I ended up getting evicted. That was in end of July, early August. At this time I'm recording, it's August 23rd right now, but having knowing that I would get evicted soon, that would like having that loom over my head was very, very difficult. Which funny enough, very funny enough, the same exact thing happened last year. In the same vein, I was very close to being evicted last year as well, around the same time. So that's actually kind of funny. And like I tried to start a podcast around the same time last year as well. That eviction, it was just something that had been looming over my head for months. And I mean, I wasn't late on rent for months, but I knew that it would get to a point where the well would run dry. And it did. So I did eventually, got evicted and I'm in a new place and I just feel so much more lighter. And I'm glad, like, I'm really glad that I'm picking up the podcast now. I don't think I could have, I don't see how it would have been sustainable to do a podcast in June or July or, the beginning of August. So I'm glad that that actually like finally happened. Because it was like 2 months after moving in to the apartment that I just left, and it was hard. Like, guys, I didn't have hot water for months. I think probably about four. Yeah, about 4 months I didn't have any hot water because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford gas heat. I had a gas stove, so like I couldn't cook like a good hearty dinner. It was just a really difficult time. Money was so tight. I didn't have like I it's what is the term? It's not supply and demand, but it's like kind of the same thing of like I was spending more money than I had. So and not even like on bullshit either. It was like literally just food and transportation, grocery and bills. And like when I did buy something for myself, I knew like okay, if I get this like $20 shirt, like that's it. Like I'm done. I'm dead. So, it was very difficult, and I'm glad that I even though I did upset myself because I couldn't create, like it was just so heavy. I mean, trying to create something when not only are you worried about, today's meal and like tonight's meal, you're worried about the next day and the next day and the next day. That's fucking hard. And I was hard on myself, but I'm honestly glad that I never tried to pick up anything. Like, I never tried to pick the mic up, and I never tried to write as well because I also, I would say I'm an aspiring author, and I never wrote anything during that time either. And good riddance because I'm sure it would have just been very sad, very depressing. I did write a song during that time, and it very much was very, very sad and very, very depressing. So, here I am now. Honestly, I am still very anxious. Like, I still am very on edge. I am still very scared that what I have now will be taken from me because that's what's happened. That's like all of last year, all of this year. It's like I would get something so good and it would just be blown up in my face. And I think now I am in a position where I would like to start. I am willing and also able to start trusting again and divining again and just kind of going back to like being more present in myself and going back to myself and my hobbies and the things that I like. And that is honestly such a big thing to me because I really never thought that I would get back. Yes, things are still hard. Things are still very hard. But I do have hope. Like, and even though it's a little bit right now, that's all you really need. Like Lana Del Rey, like hope is a dangerous thing for a woman to have. Like that's how it is because I know that if I have this much hope, which is literally faith of a mustard seed, then I know that I can make it. Because a few months ago, I didn't have any hope. I was literally just raw dogging life because I kind of just felt obligated to. And now it's like, yeah, I do still feel that obligation, but it's also like, well, no, like I can still reach my goals. And I want to. I want to reach my goals and do the things that I've always wanted to do. So, what can you expect from this podcast? What can you expect from True Alter? So, I will say this one small thing. The cover is going to change. I love the cover that I have now, and it may sound a little corny to some people, but I want to have my face on the cover. And so this is also a small tangent, which I will be getting into in one of these episodes as well. I've struggled with my identity, and I've never been in a place where I've ever wanted to just present myself more. I've never wanted to be seen more. I've never wanted to put myself out there more. I've always been afraid that someone would see like my family or and they're in regards to this conversation, they are very, very Christian. Both of my parents are pastors. And that's really hindered me from doing things and presenting authentically, honestly. But I'm finally at that place where I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. Like you're gonna see me. Uh, like fuck it. Like that's a whole nother thing. But I do just want to say the cover is gonna change. I was on Canva today. Like what can I get into? What can I possibly get into right now? As regards to episodes, I want to be witchy. I want to be my witchy self. But I also want to do talk about self-care and self-help. And I want to, of course, like I said earlier, I want this to have the lens of, okay, this is how I do self-care as a Black woman, or this is how I go about the world as a Black woman. So, what could this look like? So, on my Instagram, one of the podcast episodes that I was going to upload, it was going to be named "Navigating Life as a Sensitive Girly." So, sounds really good. I am sensitive, but we're gonna we're just gonna reframe it: navigating life as a sensitive Black girl or a Black woman, or something on the lines of that. Or like reconnecting to my spirituality as a Black woman, or things like that. And like I don't want to sound like a hotep. I don't want to sound like a hotep. But it just means something to me, y'all. Like it really does. And I really want to use this podcast, and dare I say this platform, to educate as well. When I tried to start the podcast back up in June, was that I wanted to educate a little bit, like I wanted to research for my episodes. I wanted to eventually bring guests on, and it's like I didn't do that. Because it was it's funny. I was doing stuff from such a personal lens, but I did not include my identity in there anywhere. I never made the effort to connect the dots on that. Another thing why I was like, okay, I need to like get my shit together and record. I feel like it's gotten to the point of self-sabotage, honestly. Like I feel like me not being consistent in creating and like scrolling on TikTok all day, or watching a show and fucking eating boom boom chicka pops kettle corn all day with like my feet raised in the air, like I feel like that's self-sabotaging in a way. And I felt this for a while, and like yes, I went through some tough shit this year, but every day wasn't a bad day. I really could have picked up the phone a little bit. But I am confident that this will become a safe space for all those who look like me and all those who don't as well. And I hope to educate those who want to be educated. Also, I do love this format of no face, like no video. I do want to put myself out there, but recording a video is such a fucking drag. I hate doing it. I get so caught up in what I look like that everything that I've said, it just sounds like mumbled bullshit. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be looking at myself. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I love the way I look. I'm gonna be just looking at myself. Like, I can't fake that. Like, I can't. It's just gonna be audio from now into the indefinite future. I think I mentioned that in the first episode as well, but just wanted to reiterate that that's what it's gonna be. So that is all I have for you. This is the second episode of True Alter. I hope that you guys have an amazing week, have an amazing month whenever you're hearing this. We're about to have a full moon eclipse. I don't want to say the name. For some reason, I want to say Sagittarius. I know it's out of sign, so I know it's not going to be a full moon in Virgo. And also, happy Virgo season. I'm a Virgo rising. How are you guys doing? If you're a Virgo rising, let me know. This has been a tough year for us with finances. But yeah, we're about to have a full moon eclipse. So that should be very, very fun, very exciting. It feels like every single time we have an eclipse, I feel like I don't know. I always get whipped on an eclipse. I don't know why. I feel like the universe kind of just hates me sometimes because I know the first eclipse cycle, the beginning of the year was rough. Okay, it was really rough. And then this eclipse cycle hasn't been very fun either. This hasn't been very fun. It just hasn't been a good year. It hasn't been a good 24 years for me. So, but anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.